Yep,
and
they
exactly
definitely
what
did.
they needed.
And that's a big part in this tournament is counterpumping.
Well. So there we have it. Round
Great job.
Council of Mages changed their setup. They throw in a rogue. I don't think, sorry, Improved Clicks threw in a rogue, and Council of Mages didn't expect it, and it's what they needed to lock down that mage, and they did exactly that, VHAL. So, you know, Council of Mages said that we're going to 3-0 them. I don't want to quote them on that later, but maybe I should. But do you think that they were likely to change their setup?
I don't think so. I mean, it is 1-1. They did beat him 3-0 earlier. However, Improved Clicks, you know, I'm sure they've been talking nonstop all today about what they've had, you know, if they do face this team again, what they're going to do.
Council of Mages,
They did switch to the correct setup. I mean, that's what I was telling you before, that, you know, this is what they need to run. But what you did see in that match is, since the spectator interface, you guys can see all the buffs at the top of the screen. I thought that they were going to go on Falcon the entire game, the priest from Improved Clicks, because what the Hyoga did, the priest from Council of Mages, is he used his offensive Dispel to get rid of all the buffs. And actually, they're back in the game already. Too Good is beating me back into the game quickly. Yeah. But they did switch to the Druid, and they did get him dispelled. And I thought he was going to be in trouble when they laid all that crowd control on top of him, but he was able to get away.
It was a Council of Mages that forced all the kind of protective spells quite early from the team Improved Clicks, so it looked like they could have got a second chance to get a kill, but it was actually Improved Clicks that got that. So as we go, please, can we have a screen as we are 1 minute until the start? Both of these teams then in the arena gates, looking to go into the third round. You soon will be able to see what setups they are running. I won't call them just now because the players can hear, and we don't want to give anything too obvious away. So still waiting.
15 seconds. So should be opening pretty soon.
Really like
we'll get
screen,
a screen,
guys. Let's have a screen up there. There we go.
There it is.
We almost get ready to go in. The last buffs are thrown. It is tense. One of these teams just only 2 rounds away from winning. And here we go then. Round 3. Council of Mages versus Improved Clicks. And just following the rogue here then.
Falconer gets sapped again. He did try to charge in. I don't know if he was going to try to run in and drop a fear, try to make them blow their Will of the Forsaken or not.
So across the top of your screen, that's going to be Council of Mages. Just following the rogue from then, as both rogues are very close to each other, but none of them actually see each other. They popped the pet already. That's going to be feared away, so the pet won't be able to do any damage at the moment. And it's Vanish that goes on the back of Sylar, the rogue from Improved Clicks, and he was down to half HP. I'm not sure they put pain suppression on him, but I'm pretty sure he used Vanish. So you can see actually Vanished trying to stand behind Sylar, so he's able to hit him, and the rogue then of Improved Clicks won't have any dodge chance.
Yeah, Solar catches a counter spell and is feared off of the pillar. He was jumping midair. This could be bad. Sylar is getting pretty low with Solar feared all the way to their start. He has to use Cloak of Shadows, but the Snowstorm, they're having to Ice Block, Pain Suppression on top of it to keep him alive.
Yeah, and
Sylar getting really low.
Very, very
low. You
low.
see the Pain Suppression on top of him, on top of his defensive buffs.
Let's switch over to Sylar then. He was the one that was low. Finally back onto the target. He wants to be the mage, which was the first kill last time. The Snowstorm is, so he's down to 3,000 HP. And actually, he got blinded and uses his Trinket Sylar to get back on. Gets Sheet, but still back on him. He's down to 1,000, has to Ice Block soon. And
his Hypothermia is off, so he is going to be able to Ice Block.
There we go, and there's the kill.
Second time he has an Ice Block.
And the Snowstorm, he didn't have Hypothermia, VHAL.
Yeah, and again, that's the second time that's happened. I don't know if it's the stage jitters or what, but the Snowstorm, it's the second time he's failed to Ice Block right, you know, when he needed to, that second time. Yeah, and just to explain, actually, we have no mana on the Falcon, the Priest, so I'm not sure if they're going to be able to fight back. No, it's the second goes down to Huga, and that's the third then. That's going to make it 2-1 in the first best of 5 for Improved Clicks. And you were talking, VHAL, about the Ice Block. Do you just want to explain to everybody what that was about? Sure. Frost Mages actually, all mages now have Ice Block. But Frost Mages are able to use a block twice. They have an ability called Cold Snap, which when they hit that, it removes all the cooldowns from their Frost abilities, so they can reuse, you know, summon another pet, Ice Block a second time, and, you know, the Rogue Mage Priest setup really depends on having that second block. But after they block the first time, they get this debuff called Hypothermia, and as long as that's on the Mage, he's not going to be able to Ice Block a second time.
Yeah, and some mages play quite defensively, and choosing when to use your ice block is actually quite a skillful thing, and some of them blow it too early. Some of them are very obviously overconfident and don't use it at all, as he probably thought he wasn't going to die. So I bet he's wishing he did pop an ice block, as the game could have been very, very different. And we are in then the arena gates, as we are looking forward to a screen so you guys can see what's going on. It's for
there we go.
Clicks.
We do have a screen now.
Across the top of your screen will be Falcon, Solar, and Sylar.
So far in this tournament, we've seen the Snowstorm use his ice block offensively, not defensively. He's used it to get out of situations so that he can keep putting pressure on the targets. So we haven't seen him do that yet, and it's obvious that if they're going to keep training him, then he's not going to be able to pull off those same moves in the earlier rounds.
And the Snowstorm needs a lot of help from his rogue Vanished. If Vanished can lock down Sylar, you know, I know it's hard because you've got a Druid to dispel crippling poisons, but he needs to get some stuns on him to give the Mage some breathing space to help him survive and then eventually get a kill. So anyway, final buffs are thrown. A round of applause, please. We go into round 4. Council of Mages versus Improved Clicks from Spain. 2-1 the score. If Improved Clicks take this, they will actually, I'm just going to switch over to the
Falcon was able to get into combat this time, so he wasn't sapped for the opener, but you do see the Snowstorm in the center trying to spam Arcane Explosion to try to pull out those rogues, but Sylar's able to Shadow Step and open on him. Yeah, so both rogues then getting on their targets. Vanished wants to chase the Priest. Sylar wants to chase the Mage. Let's switch over to Sylar, as he's been more successful than the previous games. Sylar actually cloaked the Polymorph, and it looks like Vanish is going on Sylar.
The Mage is in a dangerous position right now. Sorry, the Rogue, Sylar, is wasn't in any line of sight of his healers. Eventually his Priest came up to help him, but he is low. Look at Sylar, as he was in a dangerous position. Nature's Swiftness and Pain Suppression is blown, and he's still down to half health. The pet is still up, and he's still putting huge amounts of pressure on him, looking to control...
They're doing a great job controlling. Falcon was Sheep, Solar was counterspelled, and now they actually have a kidney on Solar, so it looks like they are going to be going on him hard.
Yeah, but all players then from Council of Mages not really taking much damage, and there we go. We finally have an ice block, and there's a Mass Dispel, so he's going to have at least, I think it's around 30 seconds before he can do it again. So they're going to go really, really heavy onto the Mage. You can see his health down the bottom right. He's down to 5,000. The Rogue is on him. But he gets a good heal, and that's he's very, very healthy at the moment. So let's see Vanish then changing target, going on Sylar the Rogue, trying to save him. He's going to get put into a grasp, gets out of it eventually, and Sylar is the one who's low now, and it's actually the Mage Snowstorm from Council of Mage who has escaped. So Sylar under pressure.
Yeah, and he's bouncing polys back and forth on Solar and Falcon, try to slow down those heals on Sylar.
And this is dangerous. But Sylar, once again, back on the Mage. He's going to blink away. Sylar Shadow Steps instantly on him. There comes the second ice block. So once...
I don't think they're going to waste the mana to Mass Dispel this. However, Falcon does catch the Innervate.
Yeah, and look at the mana. Look at the mana. You actually see so much more mana for the team of Improved Clicks. They look so much better to take this. The Snowstorm is low, and he's going to go down. And it was all because of mana.
Yep.
The Mage did an excellent job of surviving. He had to use 2 ice blocks, but unfortunately the mana wasn't there on the Priest to keep him up. And wow, it's going to be Improved Clicks just running away with this first best of 5. As we watch a very feared Sylar, the Rogue, going to chase down the last 2. They think they've maybe, I'm not sure if they think they've got a chance to come back in a 2v3
they're going to try. I mean, might as well.
Yeah, you might as well. If you're going to play in the grand finals, you might as well play your best.
We do have a blind on bench.
And Hugi goes. Vanish is going to leave as well. So, wow. The V-Hell. The first best of 5 won 3-1 in favor